Hello there, today I'm talking about Interrail again. Why do I like it so much? What's the concept? What passes are there? Where should you go? What countries? Are there any special deals? And especially what's new for 2019? That's all coming up in this video, and stay tuned till the end where I'll be talking about some special tips that might be very helpful if you're traveling with Interrail this year. Now to start off, let me tell you a little bit about my experiences I had with Interrail while traveling around Europe. I met so many people as well who've done Interrail and I've only got positive feedback. Same with me, I mostly had good experiences with Interrail. First trip I did was in 2015 where I traveled around Western Europe, England and some of the northern countries as well. And then 2 years later I did a trip to Eastern Europe where connections were a bit more difficult, but I still had a really good time. I just generally believe in the concept, and I think it's a very cool idea that you can just buy a train ticket and get around Europe very easily. And that's pretty much what the concept is. You buy a ticket and you can use it for several trains around Europe. Not all of them, I will get to some exceptions later on. But in general, you can use a lot of trains in Europe, get around countries, you can buy different passes, you can spend more or less time in one place. Basically, you're given a very cool ticket that allows you to travel around different countries or just within one country very easily without worrying too much what train you're getting on. I like it that much because whenever I'm traveling, I don't really like to plan too much in advance. And with Interrail, you can just buy one ticket, get on nearly whatever train you want to, and then just head to the next city. Imagine you're starting your trip in Amsterdam, for example. Why don't you just get on a train and spend the next day in Brussels? That's how easy it is. In Europe, most of the cities are very close to each other and it's so easy to switch countries, just travel around. Also the borders, it's no problems to cross them if you have the European Schengen visa. And that basically allows you to travel from the south of Spain up to the north of Norway, back down to the west to Amsterdam, over to Istanbul. You can do all of Europe in just one trip. With a car you would maybe have to hire one, or if you have one yourself you would have to fill up gas all the time. It's very easy with the train, and most trains in Europe are also very comfortable and you will get from one point to the next in a quite a short period of time. Now Interrail called this ticket you can travel around Europe with passes, and there are basically two sorts. There's the global pass and there's also the one country pass. With the global pass you can cross borders, you can take trains across borders, you can visit as many countries as you want to, and with the one country pass you can only stay in the country you selected, but of course that's a lot cheaper. I told you that you can basically get on every train in Europe within the region of your passport, but there are a few exceptions. There are a few trains where special reservations are requested. These might be extra fast trains, or these might be overnight trains. They normally ask you for an extra amount of money to get on these trains. Doesn't mean that you're not allowed on these trains with your Interrail passport, you will just have to pay a little more. Now there's a very new pass option on the Interrail website called Premium Pass. This pass already includes the fees for reservations and trains. I do personally think this Premium Pass is a very cool idea by Interrail, although it's only available for Italy and France right now, and there's no global Premium Pass. But if you're planning to go to Spain, or if you're planning to spend your time in Italy, this might be very helpful because especially the fast trains in Italy require special reservation, and with this pass you won't have to pay anymore. But let's have a look at these global passes because there are quite a few options to choose from here as well. Interrail works with days of traveling, and what they mean by days of traveling, they mean one trip from one place to the other. This journey can take more than 24 hours, but basically if you're starting in Zurich, for example, you can easily take a train to Munich, then from Munich up to Amsterdam, for example. If you can do that in one day, that's fine, that's just one trip and you would only have to use one day of traveling. There are so many different options. I would really recommend to get on their website interrail.eu and check out the different prices and options there are. For example, there is the option to just buy 3 days of traveling within 1 month, but you can also buy 5 days in 1 month, or you can just travel 3 months every day. Of course, prices for the global passes depend on the length of your trip. The lowest fare is for 3 days of traveling within 1 month, that's 168 euros, and the most expensive pass is the one for 3 months of traveling, that's 693 euros. And if you think there are many options for global passes, check out the one country passes. There are even more options. There are deals for every single country. So if you think about, I want to go to France, get on their website, check the deals for France. For example, there's an offer for 127 euros. You can do 8 days of traveling within 1 month. But as I said, there are so many options to choose from, you best check it out yourself. Countries I especially can recommend going to with Interrail are Holland, Germany, Switzerland, Italy, but think about the reservations if you're going there. Belgium, England as well, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Czech Republic. These are especially easy and they don't really require loads of reservations in advance, and they have some beautiful scenic routes as well. There are a few places I wouldn't recommend buying your Interrail ticket for example Bosnia, Montenegro, Macedonia. At least when I went there I realized that these countries don't really offer a lot of train connections. Even if they're advertised, in reality it might look a lot different, which means it's quite hard to even use your Interrail pass if you're in this area. But let me now go through the list of the countries that participate in the Interrail system.
France, Finland, Denmark, Czech Republic, Croatia, Bulgaria, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Belgium, Austria, Germany, United Kingdom, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Luxembourg, Macedonia, Montenegro, Netherlands, Norway, Turkey, Switzerland, Sweden, Spain, Slovenia, Slovakia, Serbia, Romania, Portugal and Poland.
So most of the European countries are participating. Not all of them offer quite the same quality of connections, but at least there is a system available and you can check out the different connections there are, again on their website. I also want to mention another video on this channel, link for this will be in the description, where I talk about what country is best to visit with Interrail. If you are already planning your route, this might be very helpful as well. Interrail is definitely a very good option for traveling in 2019. Although the concept has stayed the same this year, there are quite a few new changes. For example, there are new options on the global pass. You can choose from a whole range of new validities there. They have also included a new country I haven't talked about yet. It's Lithuania. This one is included in the global pass now, but there's also a one country pass for this one as well. And I'm sure many of the Interrail travelers don't know this, but there's also a Greek island hopper pass, and they have now added new islands to this one. On top of that, there are also new train routes available in Czech Republic and Austria, so loads to check out in 2019 for Interrail. Not sure if I'll get around to do a trip with Interrail this year, but let me give you a few special tips and recommendations. First up, I recommend to buy the Benelux pass. This includes Holland, Brussels and also Luxembourg. It's one pass, 3 countries, it's not more expensive than the other passes, and it's very cool to see these places, Amsterdam, Brussels, so many cool places in the Benelux states. Second tip is to do reservations early, because one time I was in Gothenburg and I wanted to go to Stockholm, and I just turned up at the train station and they didn't have any ticket on that day for us to go to Stockholm, so we had to take a bus 7 hours. Wasn't very pleasant. We could have avoided this if we would have booked a reservation a few days before. So as I said, with night trains and trains you need reservations for, best do this in advance and you won't have to worry at the station. My third tip is to check the connections before you're going, because you might end up buying a ticket for a country that doesn't really offer many train connections. So be aware of that and check if there are really helpful connections for you, and basically if this country is the right choice for you. Last tip I can give you is to look out for special deals on the Interrail website. They often do special offers where prices for passes are reduced a lot. That's basically all I have for now, but I'm sure I didn't cover everything. If you have any questions, ask them down in the comments and I will make sure to get back to you very soon. Thank you so much for watching, I'll see you on the next one.